It's happens to. Hi, self go sleep. Oh yeah, GBT wire cramps go come out. We go help police, help them fight crime. Pursue crime come out for Nigeria. I'm robber, una time don't pass. We do kata kata, e go take in here the carry am o. Make we comot crime for our land. Nigeria go sweet again, you. A very good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us on the network service of Radio Nigeria, the largest radio network in Africa and the radio station of the year. Yes, that's a good way to welcome you. It's quite hot here in Abuja today. How are you doing? Where are you listening from? We'd like to hear from you today. And if you followed up with us from yesterday on Police Diary, you will understand that we talked about a very tragic incident that happened in Bayelsa State. And I promised us that we're going to be having a follow-up on that today. And that's exactly what we will be doing on the program today. We'd like to say a special thank you for joining us on the network service. And I hope you're listening to us from our network or any of our network stations across the country. And I'm hoping that you will participate when the phone lines are open today. It is a program that brings the police closer to you and you closer to the Nigeria Police Force. It is Police Diary. My name is Princess Akboraro. All right, so yesterday we had a conversation on this program regarding the case of Mr. Peresuodei, who was arrested on the January 15th this year in 2026 and over a complaint alleging defamation of character, cyber stalking, and threat after he posted a video on social media talking about a local figure, Mr. Who happens to be his brother also from Bayelsa State. Now, this local figure, who was later released, took note of what was going on and for some reasons decided to pick up this young man and his younger brother from their home in Amasoma in Bayelsa State. Now, there are so many allegations regarding this particular incident, and we talked about them yesterday. He was eventually released to his family members in an almost lifeless situation. And yesterday we made attempts to speak with the PPRO, that's the Public Relations Officer of the Bayelsa State Police Command, and he was not able to join us yesterday. But I understand that he's here with us now. But we'll give you a background situation. There are allegations that the police is involved, NSCDC officials are involved, and then the young man who allegedly picked them up from their home is also involved in this case. The Bayelsa State Police Command gave a press release, and the family members are also speaking. So if you followed up, if you were with us yesterday on Police Diary, this is a follow-up on the case of Mr. Patrick Peresuodei, who is now late. And we have on the line already DSP Muhammed, the Public Relations Officer of the Nigeria Police Force, Bayelsa State Command. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for joining us. This is clear and nice enough.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
All right, so quickly give us a background of what happened to Mr. Peresuodei and how he ended up at the Amasoma police station?
All right. First of all, my name is DSP Muhammed, the spokesperson for the Nigerian Police Force, Bayelsa State Command. And sometime last week, we had a very disturbing incident when making around the social media, particularly Facebook, on Facebook. So, which it was alleged that one botman allegedly went to the house of one Patrick Peresuodei, age 24 years old, and took him and his brother from their house to his own place, which he assaulted them and inflicted injuries, particularly on the body of late Patrick. So immediately the attention of the command was drawn to the incident. The Commissioner of Police Bayelsa State Command, PPRO Bayelsa Police, immediately the circumstance surrounding the incident. We went further to, and preliminary investigation revealed that on the 15th of January at about 18:00 hours, that one botman, Prince Kemetade, a male of Kinashia Street of the Peel in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, allegedly arrested and brought one Peresuodei and his brother, Destiny, both of Amasoma community, at their residence. The alleged suspects who went in company of some of his boys, and as well as in company of other civil defense officers who are attached to him. So upon that, it was also alleged that after he has brutalized the said victim and the deceased, who is now the deceased and his brother, he later took them to Operation Popada, Operation Restore Peace, also known as Operation Popada of the Bayelsa State Command, which, upon getting there, when the police received them, they noticed some bruises on the body of the deceased. So immediately the attention of the commander was drawn, which took the deceased to the police clinic for proper medical examination, which the doctor on duty advised that the deceased should be released to his family relatives for a proper medical treatment. And of course, the police was never alleged, even by the brother, to have been part of this incident, to have partook in the torture of the brutalization of the deceased.
Now, let me ask a very simple but complicated question. The brother, alleged, you just stated that he was brought in on the 15th of January, right? To the police station at Amasoma?
Not from the police station, from their residence at Amasoma.
He was taken from their residence. At what point was he brought to the police station at Amasoma?
Hello?
At what point was Mr. Peresuodei Patrick brought to the police station?
He was brought after they have torture him, which the police was never aware of the torture. When they were brought to the office, which the officer on duty observed the bruises on the deceased and his brother.
That part of the story is very clear. It's clearly stated and established. But I want to know the exact date that he was brought in. Between 15th and when? Was he brought in on the 15th and the police observed that he had bruises on the 15th, or was it a date after or days after?
Yes, of course, if a suspect is being brought into custody, the first thing to do, if a suspect is being under detention, for example, of course, the suspect has their own rights, and also the suspect will be checked. When the police were checking the suspect, it was then observed that bruises were already inflicted on the body of the suspect.
I understand that, sir. What I'm asking is, what date was he brought in according to the statement and the documentation that the Bayelsa State Police Command Amasoma has?
It was brought in on the 15th day of January.
So the beating happened at Mr. Bodmasi's house as alleged, and then he was brought in on the 15th. Was he given back to his family? Was he released by the Amasoma Police Division?
You are making confusion, yes. He was not released by Amasoma Division. You understand? Bodmas, the suspect now, who is Bodmas, took the disease now and his brother from their residence at Amasoma in Southern Nigeria local government.
Good.
Of Bayelsa State.
Mm-hmm.
To his residence and brutalized and tortured.
You have made that very clear. The question I'm asking is, which of the police station were they taken to, and on which date?
The department he was taken to was Operation Restore Peace, also known as Operation
Puff Adder.
Yes.
Was that on the 15th of January, sir?
Yes.
Same day they were taken from their residence?
Yes.
And that was the day the Puff Adder team realized that he had been badly bruised?
Yes.
And the family members were called to take him to the hospital?
The family members were being called to... The family members were called, but they could not reach out to... They could not go there that day. It was the next day which the Operation Pop-Father now has to find alternative ways to reach out to them. And one of the family relatives, who is named by Charles Edwin, Mr. Charles Edwin, a family member, who later came and the both suspects were released to him.
On what day were both released?
They were both released on the same day.
Which is?
Can you hear me?
Yes. When you say same day, what date are we talking about here?
That was, they were released on the... Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir. Hello? Hello, sir. Okay, so we'll try to reconnect. We're delving into the matter, getting details from the Nigeria Police Force, the Bayelsa State Command, to know what happened during the detention of one Mr. Patrick Peresuodei, who is now late. And it is... Okay, he's back on the line. Yes, sir. Thank you for joining us again, DSP Muhammed. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Not too clear.
Okay, I hope we'll be able to do this.
I'll call you shortly. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me? Hello? Okay, so we'll try to reconnect with him so we can get details of what transpired. He has made it clear that he was picked up by Mr. a certain man who is a non-state actor. He's a Nigerian citizen going to pick up another citizen, not with the assistance of the police, a policeman. And then he also made mention of the fact that NSCDC officials are attached to him. In what capacity? Who is he, and why were they attached to him? That's the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Bayelsa State. So there are so many questions that need answers. And why does he have them attached to him? Well, there are lots of questions begging for answers, and would like to get clarity on them. So that's why we asked to speak with the man in charge, the man who should know, who should be able to give us information on what happened. But from what the brother and the family members said and the questions that they asked, is why were the brothers not charged to court or arraigned before a competent court throughout the period of their detention? The family alleged that they were taken on the 15th of January 2026 and released on the 21st of January 2026. But from what we hear from the spokesman of the Nigeria Police Force, Bayelsa State Command, is telling a different story. And that was why I was asking questions to get the dates. We need to understand that whatever he's saying tallies with what the family has to say and what eyewitness account is. The brother that was arrested alongside Mr. Patrick Peresuodei. This is Police Diary. When we return after this short break, we'll open the phone lines for you to be a part of this conversation. So if you're in Bayelsa, you know anything about this story, the lines to call will be given right after this break. Stay with us.
Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people, uniting the nation. You have security issues.
Now there's no answer.
You know one side they feel, but I understand that.
You don't see the message.
Wednesday, 8:30 in the morning, and Thursday, 2:30 in the afternoon. Join us. Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people and uniting the nation.
Thank you for staying with us on Police Diary. It is a case of one Mr. Patrick Peresuodei who died as a result of injuries inflicted on him by one another guy who is from Bayelsa State, and we're trying to hear from the Nigeria Police Force to give us details of what happened. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, this is loud enough. So let's quickly delve into the dates.
Okay.
Yes, we want to be very specific, please. You have not been able to establish the date that Mr. Peresuodei and his brother were released.
They were brought in on the 15th, and on the 16th, in the next day, which when he was taken to the hospital for doctor examination at the police clinic, and later the doctor advised that he should be released to a family member for proper medical treatment.
So he was released on the 16th?
Yes.
All right. Now, the family members are alleging that he was in police custody until the 21st of January. Is that true or not?
That's not true.
Now, the people that brought him into the police station in an almost lifeless state, what did the police do with them, and who are they?
He was not observed lifeless. He was not lifeless. He was brought in. Just for an example now, if an accident occurred today, a vehicle accident happened today, sometimes the effect of the vehicle accident may not be obvious the same day, right? So I think that was what happened in the case of Mr. Patrick. So when the police observed, immediately the police observed bruises on the body due to the intensity of the allegation of threat to life. That was why the police had to commence investigation, because it's a serious matter of threat to life, which needed the authority to investigate, and the police had to commence investigation.
So, Mr. Bodmas alleged that his life was being threatened by Mr. Patrick Peresuodei.
Yes.
And then when he was brought in such a state with the bruises, and according to what the family members are saying, in a near lifeless situation, what did the police do to the people who brought him in? Were there questions asked as to why he was brought in badly bruised?
Mr. Bodmas was contacted. He did not come. So what the police have to do is to consult the family relative, because the police don't need the authority of Mr. Bodmas before the police would release a suspect.
So was it Mr. Bodmas that brought him to the police station or someone else?
It was Mr. Bodmas that brought him to the police station, but not in a lifeless state.
But with bruises?
It was later observed after he brought them. It was later observed by the police that bruises were seen on their body. So
No.
immediately,
Standard practice of the Nigeria police force that we know, when somebody is brought in some cases, they are asked to take off their clothes to observe what the suspect is. Now, for somebody who was brought in as someone who is threatening the life of another person, or cyber stalking or cyber bullying the person, were the observations made immediately?
I didn't get to come again.
Were those the observations that this guy has bruises and has been brought in by Mr. Bodmas, was it made immediately?
You didn't get me well. You know, when a suspect is brought into custody for proper investigation, it was the police who later observed that these people, even the suspect did not say they had bruises. The police later observed that bruises were on them.
All right.
And immediately, hello.
No, we don't have all the time in the world. Let's leave the issue of bruises.
I want you to understand this clear. It's not about twisting matters or trying to shield anything. Proper standard of the Nigerian police force. After the bruises were seen on the body of the suspect, and also in the process of getting their statement, the suspect was not coherent in his statement. Then the IPO alerted the commander, which the commander also observed and directed that the suspect should be taken to the police clinic for medical examination.
Okay.
Upon which the doctor on duty advised
that he should be given back to his family members for proper treatment.
That should be, yes, to
all
be
right.
released to a family relative.
That has been established.
Medical examination.
Now, there's something in the brother's account that the Nigerian public would like to know. According to the brother's testimony, the deceased was removed from the cell for a period of approximately 2 hours while in custody because they were in the same space, and that when he was taken out to write his own statement and got back in, he couldn't find his brother, but he was told that his brother had been taken out. And from that time till when the brother was returned almost lifeless into the cell, he said it took about 2 hours, and that a vehicle drove into the compound, and he assumed at the time that this is the vehicle that took the brother away and brought him back into the cell. Is that part being investigated? Has the brother been called to take a statement to help the police do their job better in trying to unravel what happened to Mr. Peresuodei?
Thank you very much. The brother to the late Patrick was also interviewed by the Commissioner of Police, and there was no time he alleged the police of torture on his brother or him. And what happened when he said, just to clarify this, when he said when he came back after giving his statement back to the cell and he did not find his brother, he never saw that the police tortured, even him himself, he was never tortured. And they were both brought in both companies. He was not tortured. His big brother was tortured. What happened was, in that time that he did not see his brother, when he left to write his statement, the police observed that the brother was physically ill. That was when they immediately moved him to the police clinic. You understand? So
no,
this thing happened. All this thing did not happen just in a second. You understand?
You made mention of NSCDC officials being attached to Mr. Bodmas. Kemepade.
Yes.
What is their involvement in this case? The beating, the torture that happened to Mr. Peresuodei?
It is alleged Mr. Bodmas went in company of some boys and also in company of the civil defense officers. And it is also the responsibility of the police to investigate this matter thoroughly. And to start investigation, you must first of all investigate every person that were involved in all these things. One, also the police are also currently undergoing interrogation.
Okay, so where's Mr. Bodmas at the moment?
The investigating team of that of the incident at the time are currently undergoing interrogation, and the civil defense officers that were seen that are attached to Mr. Bodmas that went with Mr. Bodmas to the residence of this suspect of late Patrick and his brother are also in custody as we speak.
Okay, so quickly before we let you go, where is Mr. Bodmas Kemepade at the moment?
Is at large, and we are doing all we can. We've extended our intelligence unit to ensure that we apprehend Mr. Bodmas to come answer to whatever thing that has happened.
So quickly, another question. Yesterday, a caller into the show, Mr. Zion, accused the Bayelsa State Police Command of extortion and brutality. What's your response to that?
Upon the resumption of the new Commissioner of Police Bayelsa State Command, even before then, there are channels of complaint, and even Bayelsans. These channels are very open to everybody, even those at the remote villages in Bayelsa State.
All right.
If there were any reports of extortion or any of such, I think the best thing to do is to report through these channels.
All right. Thank you.
Investigation to be carried out.
Thank you so much. We'd like to say thank you. Thank you very much. We've been speaking with the Public Relations Officer of the Nigeria Police Force, Bayelsa State Command, DSP Muhammed. Thank you so much for joining us on Police Diary today. We will be doing a follow-up on this matter.
Thank you for having me on the program this afternoon.
Many thanks to you, our dear listener, for being a part of Police Diary today. Thanks to the team, engineers on duty led by Ayan Ujonadab. Studio manager has been Uche Enebele. Valentina Akraka supervised the production, and my producers remain Sunday Igoche and Utibe Young. I am Princess at Boraro. It's justice for one and justice for all. Stay safe and be a good Nigerian citizen. Remember, the police is your friend.